What is good, you guys? Daz the Hero tapping in, back and better than ever with Chapter 4 of the Book of Daz series. And when we left off with Chapter 3, I was going in depth with my two favorite series of the new era, which are Attack on Titan and The Promised Neverland. And what I really appreciate so much about Attack on Titan, which is what this chapter will focus on the most, is that it's grown so much from when it was initially introduced to me. So back in 2013, Fame here, the man, the myth, the legend, had put me on to the series, and he really broke down to me how this main character, Eren Yeager, who has shown that he is the focal point of the series, was pretty much cut off and wiped out first 5 episodes. So that alone showed me that this isn't going to be your typical battle shonen like Dragon Ball Z, even the unique ones like Hunter x Hunter. This is going to be a methodical, gut-wrenching, heartbreaking series that's going to pull on your heartstrings every single episode. And it's kind of got that Walking Dead aspect to it. It's because you find characters that you get emotionally invested in because you see what they contribute, and then at the drop of the hat it seems like they're just gone. And on an episode to episode, season to season basis, you get this from the show. And not only that, but I feel like the series has really grown in its political aspects, because one aspect that I addressed to Fame was it also draws that connection to the Walking Dead series again, and how at one point the main thing they were just focused on was the wave of zombies they'd have to interact with. But as it moved on to seasons 5 and 6, you had the prison, and you had the farm, and you had the governor, and all of these like corrupt people in political bodies, in a sense, that were in this post-apocalyptic world. So just putting that more in the universe of anime, I feel like Attack on Titan has given you that true flesh and blood Gundam meets Walking Dead series, because in Gundam you don't get the humanized part of seeing all of these mobile suits being destroyed, but they're really pilots that are being just incinerated and blown up into outer space every single episode. And this series is so different because you get the human aspect, because you get to really see people in a cringy way just beg for their lives and kind of go insane because they're in impossible situations that there is absolutely no way out of. And seeing how that can change to being just focused on being eaten, to not only worried about that, but worried about other political entities like the military police, who has their own agenda that we've seen. We also see that the garrison and the royal family also have their own agenda. So nobody in this Attack on Titan series is really on the same page. You get to see different parties step up and step back. You get to see side characters like Armin and even Connie Springer take lead roles, and seeing how they take prevalence over people like Erwin or even Levi later on in the series, who have been shown to be just the typical badasses of the series. Just seeing those guys have to fall back for this newer generation of guys that aren't necessarily, or I should say protagonists, who aren't necessarily so imposing. So just seeing how this has been developing as the series has really been coming to a climax. I know the manga chapter 129 just released, and I'm still actually a couple chapters behind, but up until 125, which is where I'm at, you're seeing things come to the head in the series. You're seeing so much of the history of the Titans' abilities and the lore of the series just get wrapped up. I mean, being a history buff in my own right, I love lore in any type of series, any type of documentary, anything like that. So to see this get fleshed out in this unique way is just one of the many reasons why I like this series. So until then, be on the lookout for the Book of Daz Chapter 4 Part 2 very shortly. But the lotus always blooms twice.